Hello, everyone. I'm really glad you're here today. Take a slow breath. Let your thoughts settle and allow yourself to be fully present. Today, we are going to talk about something that many people don't truly understand until it's too late. Regret. Not the regret that comes from making mistakes, but the deeper regret that comes from doing nothing. Because most people believe regret comes from failure. But in reality, the heaviest regret comes from inaction. Now imagine this. Years from now, you are sitting alone. It is quiet. There are no distractions, no noise, just you and your thoughts. And slowly, you begin to remember your life. Not the big moments, not the obvious choices, but the small ones, the quiet decisions, the moments you delayed, the things you avoided, the times you told yourself, I'll do it later. And in that moment, you feel something, not failure, not embarrassment, but something heavier, the realization that you had the chance, but you didn't take it. This is where regret begins. And here's the truth most people don't realize. Regret does not come suddenly. It is built, slowly, silently, over time. Now let's go deeper. There are two kinds of people. The first person waits. He thinks, he analyzes, he plans, he wants the perfect timing. He says, I'm not ready yet. I need more information. I'll start when things are better. So he waits. Days pass, weeks pass, months pass, and eventually, nothing changes. Now imagine another person. She feels the same fear, the same uncertainty, the same doubt, but she does something different. She starts, not perfectly, not confidently, but she begins. At first, nothing dramatic happens, but slowly, things start to move. She learns, she adapts, she grows. Years later, their lives look completely different. And here's the important part. The first person did not fail. He simply did nothing. And that is where regret is born. But here's something even more important. Regret is not about one decision. It is about patterns, repeated patterns. Because every time you delay something, you are not just delaying the action. You are shaping your identity. You are becoming someone who hesitates, someone who avoids, someone who waits. And over time, that becomes your normal. This is where it becomes dangerous. Because once something feels normal, you stop questioning it. You stop noticing it. You just live with it. And that is how regret becomes permanent. Now think about your own life. What are you avoiding right now? What are you delaying? What feels small, but keeps repeating? These are not random moments. They are signals, signals of the future you are building. Because every decision you make moves your life in a direction, even the small ones, even the invisible ones. At first, the movement is small, almost unnoticeable. But time changes everything. Time multiplies your choices. A small delay today becomes a missed opportunity tomorrow. A small action today becomes growth over time. This is how life works. Now here's something even deeper. Your mind is not trying to hurt you. It is trying to protect you from discomfort, from failure, from uncertainty. So it creates reasons, logical reasons, comfortable reasons, safe reasons. I'll do it later. It's not the right time. I need to be more prepared. These thoughts feel reasonable, but they come with a cost, a hidden cost, a delayed cost, a cost you don't feel now, but you will feel later. This is where most people get stuck. They protect their comfort, but in doing so, they sacrifice their future. And over time, The trade becomes painful. Now let's shift something important. Instead of asking, what is easy right now? Ask yourself, what will I regret later? This question changes everything because it forces you to think forward, to step outside the present moment, to see your life from a distance. This is what Jeff Bezos once described. He imagined himself in the future, looking back and asking, what will I regret not doing? And when you ask this question honestly, the answer becomes clear. Now this is the turning point. Because awareness alone is not enough. You must act differently. So how do you change this? It starts with something simple. Recognition. You must notice your patterns, not once, not occasionally, but consistently. You must see where you delay, where you avoid, where you hesitate, because once you see it clearly, you cannot ignore it. And once you cannot ignore it, you can interrupt it. This is the next step. Interruption. The moment you notice the pattern, you break it. You do something different. Even if it is small, even if it is uncomfortable, you act. And that small action changes your direction. Now let's go deeper. Real change happens when your identity changes. If you see yourself as someone who waits, you will always wait. But if you begin to see yourself as someone who acts, everything shifts, not overnight, but gradually. And this is where consistency matters. Because one action is not enough. You must repeat it again and again until it becomes natural, until it becomes who you are. Another powerful idea is this: discomfort is not the enemy. It is the signal. It shows you where growth is. Every time you feel resistance, there is something important behind it, something that can change your life, but only if you move toward it. Now imagine your future again, but this time it feels different. You look back, and instead of regret, you feel something else. You feel peace, not because everything was perfect, but because you tried, because you acted, because you didn't let fear decide your life. And before we finish, there is one final truth. You will feel regret. Everyone does. But there are two kinds: regret from action and regret from inaction. One fades over time, the other stays. So if you must choose, choose the regret that teaches you, not the regret that stays with you. Now take a moment. Think about one thing, just one. Something you know you should do, something you've been delaying, something that matters. Now ask yourself honestly, if you never do this, will you regret it later? If the answer is yes, then you already know what to do, because your future is not waiting for you. It is being built by you, one decision at a time. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Take care of yourself. Keep learning, keep growing, and see you in the next story.